As the calendar turns to September, Birmingham Legion FC sit alone at the top of Group G. But tonight, North Carolina FC come to Birmingham for the first time this year, hoping to cut into Legion's lead. It's almost time for USL Championship Soccer. Beautiful shot of our site for tonight's Wednesday night edition of USL Championship Soccer, featuring Birmingham Legion FC and North Carolina FC. We're here at BBVA Field, nestled in the south side of downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Welcome to our broadcast position, everybody. I'm Blake Gardner. On one side of your screen, the D1 college coaching legend, Mike Getman, on the other. And Lyndon Blake is downfield level. She will join us in just a moment. But Mike, when we preview this matchup tonight, two teams going in different directions. Birmingham Legion at the top of the table, playoff spot almost assured. North Carolina FC, though, a bit of work to do.
Yeah, this is two teams that everybody thought would be battling for first place. Instead, we've got two teams heading in different directions. Legion are scoring goals in bunches. North Carolina FC just can't buy a goal. Tonight, Legion have a chance to put away the challenge from North Carolina.
North Carolina, a couple of games in hand, but they do have work to do, trailing in that Group G table. And you mentioned the goal-scoring woes, just 4 so far in this 2020 campaign. As we transition to look at our impact players this evening, Coach, if you're going to play some low-scoring contests, you need to be really good at the back. That's what Alex Tambakis is.
He's been good all year long, but he's a real key tonight. He's got to get the shutout. We know North Carolina's not going to score a lot of goals, so he's got to have a big match.
The 27-year-old has kept 2 clean sheets so far this year, hoping for a third this evening. On the other side for Birmingham Legion FC, you mentioned it, they've been scoring goals in bunches. Nico Brett, certainly a big reason why.
He's been a big-time goal scorer for Legion. That goal we just watched, really a world-class strike from a very hot forward.
6 goals for Nico Brett so far in 2020, including 4 over his last 3 contests. Well, the first 2 matchups have been evenly split between the two sides, but tonight they meet for the first time this year in the Magic City. Can the visitors from Cary slow down the 3 Sparks? We'll find out. It's Birmingham and North Carolina, round 3, next.
BBVA, transforming banking to put the world's opportunities in your hands. BBVA Compass is now BBVA, creating opportunities.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Just about ready to go between Birmingham Legion FC and North Carolina FC. But first, let's get a look at each side's starting 11, beginning with North Carolina FC under their head coach Dave Sarakin. And Mike, 3 changes from the lineup that saw Charlotte Independence a week ago.
They've been struggling lately. I'm not surprised that they're mixing up the lineup, trying to find a group that can start to get the W's.
No Stephen Miller in the starting 11 for North Carolina tonight. Instead, it's Fortune, Abadawi, Berry, and Lomas who will lead the attack for the visitors. On the other side for Birmingham Legion FC, just the one change, Mike. Daiko Kobayashi into the starting 11 with no Eli Crognale available.
Crognale's out due to suspension. They made one change, bringing in a very experienced player. Otherwise, it's the same team that had such a great performance on the weekend.
And that includes the goalkeeper. Ford Parker makes his second ever pro start tonight. Just about ready to go from downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Lucas Spalla, the Chicago native, is our official this evening. His 6th USL Championship assignment this year after quite the refereeing stint in Utah for the NWSL Challenge Cup. He is almost ready to give us the whistle to go here. 84 degrees at kickoff at BBVA Field between North Carolina and Birmingham Legion. Blake Gardner, Mike Yebman, Lyndon Blake, glad to have you with us on My 68 here in Birmingham and on ESPN+. There's the whistle, and round 3 between Birmingham Legion and North Carolina is underway. North Carolina in all white head to toe. Birmingham Legion all black head to toe. The attack black kits, they call them here in Birmingham.
We haven't seen these black kits for a while. A lot of red, a lot of white over the last few weeks. Good to see them back in black.
Red kits, the alternate 3rd kit, the Sweet Home Alabama kit for Legion FC. Has got quite the run since being introduced back in February. And why not, with 6 wins and just the 1 loss, with most of those wearing some form of that red strip. Don't want to fix it or change it too much. But they do go all black head to toe this evening. As Akinyote and Crognale play out of the back with Anderson Asiadu, gives us a chance to look at our keys to the game tonight. Mike, let's start with the visitors from Cary, North Carolina. What do North Carolina FC need to do tonight to come away with the result?
Maintaining possession is a big part of what they do. They try to wear teams down with sometimes more than 600 passes in a game, so that'll be a big part of their plan. And then they've got to score somewhere along the way. They've got to create some offense. That's been a real problem. For Legion, it's about coming out hot, getting that first goal. They know North Carolina FC is 2-15-4 all time when conceding first. So getting that early goal will be a big part of their plan. And set pieces is something that Legion have been very good at this year, something that North Carolina has struggled to defend.
Brett looking for Dean. Nice touch to bring it down, evade 1 defender and a second. Kobayashi, lovely ball all the way across the park, finds Bruno Lapa waiting. Lapa into the area. Couldn't quite get it all the way to Brett, but Cervania is going to track it down. Once again, another start for the youngster, Jaden Cervania, and he wins the free kick here just outside the attacking 3rd.
Cervania has looked a little more confident over the last couple weeks. He's been playing regularly, but there's just a little extra hopping and a little extra skip in his step. He just has that energy, that confidence, that little something that comes from maybe being a little more comfortable with what is being asked of him.
First Birmingham Legion free kick of the night, brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. Good ball in, but it's wide of the post, as it looked like it got all the way through to Alex Crognale, who couldn't quite redirect it on frame.
A great service. Really well hit, driven, bending ball, hard for anybody to deal with.
There's head coach Tom Sohn, leader of this Birmingham Legion club for the 2nd consecutive year. Certainly a fixture in MLS circles before coming down to lead this USL Championship side. Also a legend in U.S. soccer circles, Dave Sarakin, the head coach of this North Carolina FC club in his 2nd year at the helm of this group. Injury report brought to you tonight by Viva Health. Nobody on the injury report for North Carolina FC. Birmingham Legion are without the services of Trevor Spangenberg, the goalkeeper, and Mathieu Laurent, of course, out for the remainder of 2020 with that torn ACL. But it's Ford Parker who gets the starting goal for the second consecutive contest for Birmingham Legion FC. No Matt Van Okel, although he is on the game day 18. But Parker, Mike, I thought, had a fantastic game at Charlotte's last time out for Legion FC. He's rewarded with his second ever pro start tonight.
He had a really good game. Certainly a confidence builder for a young player.
Was named the team of the week for his efforts, as was Jaden Cervania. He finds Lapa. Here comes Bruno Lapa into space. His turn, back to Cervania. Cervania lets it go. His shot is blocked. And good individual defending there by DJ Taylor.
This game's been a little bit different than I thought it might be at the beginning. North Carolina having trouble getting their foot on the ball and keeping possession. And it's Legion that are knocking it around and connecting passes.
North Carolina known for the number of passes they typically ping around the park. Perhaps sitting a little bit deeper against this Legion FC side here in round 3. And Mike, when we talked to Dave Sarachan early in the year, talked to all these coaches here in Group G, we thought that was going to be one of the things to watch, right? You see these opponents over and over and over again. So how do the game plans change? How do the formations change? How do you adjust to what your opponent is seeing?
I think you're 100% right. Teams may have thought Legion were a little bit lucky. They caught a break here or there. But after you've played them 2 or 3 times and you've watched half a season go by, you realize that this goal scoring is not luck. It's not happening by chance. If you get stretched across the field, Legion are going to hurt you. And I'm certainly not surprised that more and more teams are starting to defend deeper and sit back, try not to get beat by the counterattack from this Legion offense.
Here's Barry, cut off by Dean, and Asiadu with the final challenge, and he wins the free kick as well. Second look at the defending here by Dean, as Asiadu came to clean it up.
Certainly both players playing the ball. The referee felt Asiadu got fouled, but certainly nothing malicious at all from anybody.
A little bit more pressure here from North Carolina. Dean almost caught in possession, but able to split the defenders. Just couldn't quite connect with Lapa on the touchline. DJ Taylor, the normal right back for North Carolina FC, makes the flip over to left back this evening with the addition of Alex Comcia into the starting 11 for North Carolina. They're without the services of Akeem Ward, who's sitting out the second part of a 2-game suspension. Of course, Birmingham Legion FC without midfielder Alex Cronali, who's also on a red card suspension after picking up a red card and that last time out against Charlotte Independence. Pekka, Fortune, Lomas, Akinyode with the stop. Lapa able to keep it away from the North Carolina defenders. Well done by him.
He had 4 men around him, somehow weaved his way through and then connected the pass, kept possession. Really well done by Bruno Lapa.
And now we'll get a stoppage here at the 7-minute mark. Fans, Birmingham Legion FC and North Carolina FC have come together to recognize fight for equality, diversity, and inclusivity by using the next minute and 46 seconds from the 7-minute mark approximately to 8 minutes and 46 seconds to honor the ongoing movement around social injustice and the need for positive change in our sport and in our society. What you're seeing here comes just days after the unveiling of the Black Players Alliance, an organization recognized by the USL and the USLPA with a mission to educate and empower its members to use their platforms to bring positive change to their communities. Back here at BBVA Field, Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman, Lyndon Blake. Glad you could join us for Birmingham Legion FC and North Carolina FC tonight from downtown Birmingham, Alabama. For more from down below on the pitch, we turn it over to the third member of our crew, Lyndon Blake. Lyndon?
Blake, coach said it earlier, when you scored this many goals at this point in the season, it's not luck, you're just that good. Birmingham sitting at the top of Group G with 21 points. They're not looking at what they've done the past couple of months, though. They're still focused on the future. Their goal is to win a championship. Now they have to go through the Eastern Conference players before they can look up the West. But Coach Stone said he's eyeing the Western Conference opponents just a little bit because he wants to host the championship match here in Birmingham. And I think these fans would like that too, guys.
Thanks, Lyndon. Looked like a dangerous opportunity brewing there for North Carolina FC, but nothing comes of it in the end.
First little bit of combination play that they've had. First time they've been in and around the Legion box. Didn't end up with a shot, but they certainly are showing that they're going to make some effort to get forward and be dangerous.
But as Lyndon mentioned down below, Legion FC in a spot where they can start looking at some of the other records across the rest of the USL, potentially trying to lock up some playoff home field advantages. 6 wins, 3 draws, and a loss for Legion FC to this point. Far and away the leaders in Group G. North Carolina third in Group G coming into the night, narrowly behind Charlotte, but with games in hand. And what a lovely ball that was from Fortune to free Haji Berry. Here comes Berry, cutting it back inside. Fortune couldn't quite get there. Great track back by Anderson Asiadu to cut it out.
That play does highlight a little bit of the difference between these two teams. Legion are so quick, so fast. Normally we think about their speed going forward, but it's the same players that use their pace to get back and defend.
And now they can go forward. Kasim trying to find Nico Brett. But Alex Tambakis quick off his line. Sends it away from danger. Highlighted Tambakis in the open, the 27-year-old from Athens, Greece. 8th start tonight. He's already kept 2 clean sheets here in the year 2020.
We got to watch him play a few times last season as well. He was very good every game we've seen him play. He's certainly a top-level goalkeeper.
His 2 teams played 3 times a season ago. North Carolina won the regular season match in Cary. Birmingham won the match here in Birmingham, and then the playoff match, of course, went Birmingham's way as well. Of course, this is their 3rd matchup here in 2020. Dean almost threaded it through to Jaden Cervania. North Carolina took the first matchup between these two, 1-0, after Birmingham played down a man after Apolu Akinyode a red card for a large portion of that contest. That's Legion's only loss to this point in 2020. Birmingham Legion returned the favor the second time they went to Cary. 2-0 winners over North Carolina FC. Here's Sam Brotherton, former Wisconsin Badger. Out wide, Haji Berry. Berry closed down by Cervania. And he wins the throw as well, according to the official.
That's a really experienced play by Jaden Cervania. I do believe he got the last touch on that ball, but as soon as it went out of bounds, he went to go pick it up. The referees weren't quite sure he ended up with the ball because he was the first one to react to it.
What a ball by Lapa to free Cervania, trying to leave it for Brett, who almost got there. Not for a fantastic effort by Connor Donovan. Asiadu with options. Can he pick one out? Kobayashi out wide for Dean. Approaching the quarter-hour mark here in the opening moments, opening stage of this Birmingham North Carolina matchup. 3rd time these 2 teams have played. Legion have had the bulk of possession to this point, though neither side's created a very dangerous chance just yet. Good work by Asiadu with Al-Badawi on his back. Kasim not quite able to get it to Lopez. Fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Birmingham Legion FC news, pre-order concessions in the stadium, or save the schedule straight to your calendar, download the Legion FC app today. Available on both iOS and Android platforms. That's the Legion FC app. Your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. North Carolina trying to build out of the back. DJ Taylor and Haji Berry both finding some space here on this near flank. Seventh straight start for Berry. And of course, Taylor started every game for North Carolina to this point. Nice play defensively by Daigo Kobayashi, poking it away from Al-Badawi. Zico Brett off and running. He's got Lapa with him. Lapa, his cross cut out in the end by Donovan.
Bruno Lapa played that ball on the ground thinking that Nico Brett was going to come back towards the ball. Instead, Nico Brett was trying to curl in behind the defense looking for the cross at the back post. They didn't connect that time, but you can see how dangerous those two are when they go forward.
They've connected quite a bit already here in 2020. Berry able to keep it. Lopez supplies the toe poke over the end line. Corner coming for North Carolina.
Mikey Lopez got caught ball watching on that play. Only his quickness and a good diving reach managed to poke that one out of trouble.
Lopez not a fullback by trade. Played plenty in the midfield a season ago. Transitioned to fullback when the team needed him a season ago, and now has turned into this squad's full-time left back. 11th starts here in 2020 at that position this evening. As Fortune swings in the game's first corner. It's a good one. Flicked off the line by Kasim and sent away from danger by the Legion defense.
North Carolina does have a lot of big players. They're capable of scoring goals on corners and other set pieces. It hasn't worked for them so far.
Berry over the bar. Two pretty good chances there, Mike, for North Carolina. Couldn't cash in either one.
We know that they've got talent. We know that this team last year was one of the best in the league. They returned a lot of players. They're capable. They just somehow haven't gelled yet. They haven't found the right combination. But at any moment, we know that they're capable of putting it together and becoming a very dangerous team.
North Carolina's offense probably has to feel pretty snake-bitten at this point. They're approaching 340 minutes without scoring. It's 3 games and change for North Carolina FC after scoring 57 goals in 34 games a season ago. Of course, Birmingham Legion fans know the struggle. Legion last year scored just 35 goals total. One of the lowest marks in the Eastern Conference this year. Not even close to the same. Asiadu goes to ground, wins the battle.
Great tackle. He didn't just win the ball, but he kept possession with that slide.
Comcia all the way back to send it away and find a white shirt as well in Dre Fortune. Taylor for Brotherton. Here's Pekka. Perez connects with Fortune. There's Manny Perez, the 21-year-old. And this is the first real run of possession North Carolina FC have had so far in the early going.
Most of this game, North Carolina has attacked with 5 and defended with 5. Been pretty balanced. They now have 7 players going forward. Certainly looking a little bit more dangerous at the moment.
Here's Taylor against Dean. Taylor gets his cross away. Lopez didn't clear it convincingly, but Kasim comes over to help. A nice combination play between those two. Kasim fouled from behind. So a free kick coming for Birmingham Legion FC. And since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select's the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Brett flicks it out wide to get Mikey Lopez involved. What a difference, Mike. We talked about it a little bit earlier. This Birmingham Legion attack has looked like from last year to this year. Jonathan Dean with time to get away his cross. He does get it away. Brett heads it wide at the goal. And it was last touched by a white shirt. And the first Birmingham Legion corner kick of the night is coming.
Last year, this Legion team attacked really well, but they just couldn't get the goals, especially the first half of the season. This year, they scored 3 goals in their first match, and they've kept scoring goals every game since. They've just been not only dangerous, but exciting.
Dean to the back post, and just over the head of Bolu Akinyoti. Not a bad ball there from Jonathan Dean, one of the numerous rookies on this Legion club that have played a big part in their success to this point. Three of those rookies start this evening for Legion. Lapa, Jaden Cervania, and Jonathan Dean. Actually make it 4 with the addition of Ford Parker in goal.
Alex Cronali may not count as a rookie, but he's certainly new to the team. Bolo Akinyoti, new to the team. Nico Brett, new to the team. No question that the additions that were brought in during the offseason have made a major impact on this club.
What a ball from Dean. Cervania is able to bring it down. He finds Brett. Back out wide for Dean. Bodies arriving in the area. Dean 1v1 against Taylor. Cuts it back for Kobayashi. Here's Daigo Kobayashi. Finds some space for Brett. Brett cuts it in. His shot blocked. Dean with a low-driven cross that's sent away. Nice job done by Sam Brotherton, not once but twice there.
10 players for North Carolina, packed right around the edge of the 18, defending very deep at this point.
Lapa back out wide for Kasim. Here's Brett. Lapa. Lapa's shot blocked as well. Still numbers forward. Dean's cross is dangerous and skips all the way through.
What a really nice attack from Birmingham Legion. It started on the left-hand side. Shot got blocked. They brought it back out, worked it around to the right. The outside back, Dean, all the way up on the corner of the 18, serves a tremendous ball across. Nobody could get on the end of it, but really good play from Birmingham Legion.
Good defending as well from this back line of North Carolina FC. Sam Brotherton called on quite a bit there. All done by him as the throw is going to have to be retaken from that deep corner. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Just search for Birmingham Legion FC or North Carolina FC, and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. A little over halfway through our opening 45 minutes. Scoreless between North Carolina and Birmingham to this point. Cervania has a bit more space and finds Lapa. Here's Kasim. Kasim against Comcia. Well done by Comcia to stick a foot in. Barry. Marius Lomas. Barry sneaks behind the defense. Great run from him, and he's onside as well. Cuts it back. Here's Abadawi. His shot is in. Nazmi Al-Badawi has North Carolina on the board first.
Good strike from distance. I believe it took a little deflection, which is why it beat Ford Parker. Good things happen when you shoot the ball, and that was a pretty good strike.
The North Carolina FC veteran has his club on the score sheet for the first time in 4 games. North Carolina find the back of the net. Here's a look at the strike.
Looks like it went off of Daigo Kobayashi's back and deflected back the other way. Nothing Parker could do about it. Exactly what North Carolina wanted. Exactly what Birmingham Legion was trying to prevent.
First goal of the year for Nazmi Al-Badawi. And North Carolina FC have an advantage, a big one at that. Mike, how many times this year have we seen Birmingham Legion's offense jump on someone early on and change the complexion of the game? North Carolina have the opening goal here. And it seems like they've snatched a bit of early momentum on the road.
Certainly will boost their confidence. Goals can change games, no doubt about it. Flip side of that is Legion know that they're scoring better than 2 goals a game, and they certainly won't feel like they're out of this match by a long stretch.
Big sigh of relief from North Carolina FC and their supporters, finally finding the back of the net. And they've got a lead for the second time this year on Birmingham Legion FC. All the way back it goes to Bolu Akinyode. Great strike by Nazmi Al-Badawi, set up by the run of Haji Berry. That's the difference to this point in the first half.
It was nice build-up, good play, a very good strike from distance. A team that's really been snake-bitten. They've created a lot of chances, but just couldn't find a goal in the past 3 games. This time they have 1 shot, 1 goal.
That's the efficiency you want, right? Now they're on the counter again here. Out wide, here's Perez. He's got Lomas making the back post run. Crinali able to awkwardly push it in the direction of his goalkeeper, Parker.
He was trying to play that ball out of bounds and mishit it. Parker came out and grabbed it. Certainly wasn't a back pass because it was not what he was intending to do.
Still not a bad counter attacking opportunity there for North Carolina. Legion seemed fairly in control throughout the first portion of this contest. Now North Carolina feel like they've got a bit more of the control. Here's Kasim. Not quite on the same page as Jaden Cervania. Credit to the youngster, though. Runs it down before it goes out of play. Dean, his cross, cut out. But the second Chick-fil-A corner kick of the night is coming.
There have not been any shots on goal yet for Legion FC. They haven't tested Tambakis yet, but they have driven a lot of balls across the box. They've put balls behind the defense. They've certainly put pressure on the defense, which so far has stood up nicely for North Carolina.
It'll be Cervania to swing it in. 19-year-old from right here in Birmingham. Back post, headed by Berry. And now Tambakis comes out to get it.
I think that's the first time he's had the ball in his hands tonight.
I was about to say, it's been fairly quiet for him to this point, despite the possession that Legion have had to this one. Berry plays back in the direction of Brotherton. Legion fans been thinking about grabbing some new Legion FC gear. The club has you covered. This Labor Day weekend merch sale will run this Friday, September the 4th through Monday, September the 7th, with 25% off store-wide. Check it out at bhmlegion.com/shop. The Legion FC Labor Day merch sale coming up this weekend, right around Birmingham's second fixture of the week, a road trip to Memphis, Tennessee to take on Memphis 901. As plenty of Group G battles remain. These two teams will meet one more time here in Birmingham. Birmingham still has 2 more matchups with Memphis, who right now is taking on the other member of Group G, Charlotte Independence. Charlotte right now occupy the 2nd position in the Group G standings behind Birmingham Legion. But North Carolina right on their heels, and with games in hand, here comes Perez. Cutting it back, Dean read it and cut it out. Here's Perez again, 1v1 with Lopez. Misplay there gives away possession.
A little bit uncharacteristic for North Carolina, perhaps because of all the changes to the lineup. There'll be a few of those misreads, mistouches, but right now they have to be happy with the way the match is going.
Lomas couldn't quite get it to DJ Taylor, who was making that run. And that will bring us to our first hydration timeout of the evening. Hydration timeout brought to you tonight by Publix. And it comes here just past the half-hour mark, with North Carolina on top of Birmingham, 1-0. And Mike, you have to like, from North Carolina's perspective, if you're Dave Sarachan, what you've seen from your club to this point.
Yeah, I think Dave Sarachan's got to be quite happy. He made some changes, took some risks, and so far it's all paid off nicely.
As Daigo Kobayashi, Nico Brett talk, get ready to regroup over on the Legion FC sideline. Nico Brett has been one of the bright spots in this Legion FC attack, especially over the last few games. His 6 goals have paced the club. For more on him, we send it downstairs to the 3rd member of our crew, Lyndon Blake. Lyndon?
Yeah, Blake, what a big week for Nico, passing that 40 mark for USL goals. He owes a little bit of credit to his college coach, Bill Dennison. Now, Dennison announced his retirement yesterday after 23 years. And when I talked to Nico, Nico said, he's like a father figure to me. He's the one who gave me my chance to come to the States and play D1 soccer and get an education. So he wanted to give a shout out to him. Nico had a fantastic college career as well. For the first time in history, he was the Northeastern Conference Player of the Year 3 times in a row. What more can you ask for the Legion FC's top goal scorer? Guys.
Thanks, Lyndon. Nico Brett, the product of Robert Morris, the Colonials, where he played his college soccer after coming over from his hometown of Kingston, Jamaica. And of course, he made quite a bit of an impact for Pittsburgh Riverhounds over the past couple of seasons. Birmingham Legion were extremely excited to bring him into the fold here for 2020. And Mike, so far, I'd say that off-season signing has paid some dividends.
No question that signing's paid big dividends for Legion FC. The story of Nico Brett is really a great one, and it is what college sports are all about. A young man that maybe wasn't that well known, wasn't recruited by some of the big name schools, but he was given an opportunity. A coach saw him play, saw the potential, and the next thing you know, he's a very successful professional. So that really is not just a testament to Nico Brett, but also to Robert Morris and college soccer in general.
Play restarted after Ford Parker's goal kick, and North Carolina back the other way with Manny Perez, the loanee from Celtic, making his 5th start of the year for North Carolina tonight. Donovan, his pass cut off by Kassim. So it looks like Legion, after the hydration break, have flipped their wings. Cervania and Kassim Here's Barry with space in the middle part of the park. Out wide for Taylor. Taylor able to track it down.
Not sure exactly why they made that switch. Maybe that they want to let Prosper Kassim cut inside onto his left foot to look to get shots on goal.
All the way back it goes to the goalkeeper, Alex Tambakis. Whistle and a foul given against Mikey Lopez as he was battling with Perez. North Carolina restart play quickly. They have numbers forward as Fortune cuts it inside. Al-Badawi, the goal scorer, was looking for a second, but his shot was blocked in the end by Akinyode.
Really good 1v1 defending from Bolo Akinyode. Inside the box, he couldn't afford a mistake. Held his ground, blocked the shot. Legion come away with the ball.
And Lapa chopped down as well as the foul was given. One more look at it here. Slapa tried to split the defenders. In the end, I believe the foul was going against Pekka.
Thou shalt not go. The ball or the man, but not both were going to be allowed through.
Here's Cervania now on that far flank. Not quite on the same page as Nico Bretz. Virtually the same starting 11 for Birmingham tonight that put up a 4 spot on Charlotte Independence last time out. The only change, Daigo Kobayashi inserted. Eli Cronali, of course, unavailable tonight with his red card suspension, but not altogether a bad thing necessarily, especially when you consider Legion play once again this Saturday. There was going to have to be some squad rotation either tonight or in Saturday's contest. Cronali will no doubt play a big part in that Saturday matchup.
Every team forced to rotate their squad a little bit during this shortened season. Legion have rotated quite a bit and haven't felt the effects at all. They've been dangerous, they've been winning, they've been playing well no matter who's on the field. So I'm sure one change did not give them an excuse to feel like this was going to be a tough game.
North Carolina made 3 changes on the other hand, rotated a bit more liberally. Stephen Miller probably the biggest piece not in the 11 tonight for North Carolina. As the foul is given behind the play, Lopez was taken down by Perez. Credit to Dave Sarakin's club, though. Solid showing here at BBVA Field to this point. They have their goal. They have the lead. They're less than 10 minutes away from taking that advantage into the dressing room. Here's Kassim. Kassim from distance. It took a deflection, but Tambakis was there.
Just as we thought it might be, Prosper Kassim cutting inside on his left foot. That shot was from way out, but as soon as he received the ball, there was no question what he wanted to do.
Kassim's only scored 1 so far this year. He has picked up 3 assists, however. 23-year-old from Ghana. Kassim led the squad in chances created a season ago. Dealt with a bit of a hamstring injury early in the year and hasn't had to create as much of the offense here in 2020 with the additions of Bretz and Lapa. As another foul is given here.
This is going to be because the referee interfered with play. Ball bounced off of him, went away from Legion control, and so the new rule is the referee just simply hands the ball back to the team in possession.
You are correct, Mike. As we saw in that replay there. As a coach, do you like that new rule?
It's certainly different from what the last 200 years of soccer have been. I think it's certainly frustrating for players when referee can't get out of the way and maybe a miss hit or deflection off of him can change a game. So I do think the players probably appreciate that the ball comes back to them. it'll take a little while to get used to, but it's the right rule to have.
Either way, as a player, you'd prefer the referee was able to get out of the way, right?
No doubt about it, and players will say things to referees. And so will other referees. So it is one of the parts of the game. It's something that happens. Certainly referees are never trying to get in the way, but the ball moves so quickly, sometimes there's nothing that can be done.
Another good cross delivered by Dean, but cut out in the end by this North Carolina defense that has been up to the task to this point. Now Marius Lomas has time and space to run forward. Out wide, here's Haji Berry once again. Albadawi swings it across the park. Here's Perez. Perez against Lopez. To the byline. His cross got away. Dean able to head it away from danger. And Lapa wins the free kick.
Certainly not hard to see what North Carolina FC is trying to do in the attack. When they have it, they try to keep possession, get it wide, 3 or 4 players making runs into the box, and then the service comes in. Little love tap on the replay there. Absolutely a foul, nothing all that big.
Referee didn't really have a problem with the foul. He did have a problem with DJ Taylor's shots a couple of seconds after the whistle. I got him a stern talking to, but nothing more. Nobody booked so far through 40+ minutes this evening.
It's actually been a very clean game so far. Very few fouls on either team. The referee has not played any role in this match, which is always a good sign.
Can Perez keep that in play? He does. Able to keep it away from the defender Lopez. Advanced Birmingham Legion FC entrusts the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine Team. You should as well. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Here's Barry into the box. Cuts it inside. His shot well off target.
He's mad at himself, slapping the ground. Felt he had a real chance there. He did well to cut inside and open some space for the shot. Clearly did not connect well.
Just a bit outside there from Barry, who's had a very active first half to this point. As Parker gets ready to send it away. That's UAB Sports Medicine Team. Come see them so we can help get you back to your active lifestyle. UAB Sports Medicine, proud partner, Birmingham Legion FC.
And these goal kicks from Ford Parker. Twice now we've seen him play big ball out. Nobody from Legion even going to the ball. The front 4, there's nobody bigger than 5'10". None of them are challenging for those balls in the air. North Carolina cleaning them up and taking control quickly.
And it's more possession coming here for North Carolina FC after missed pass there from Nico Brett. As we approach the dying moments of this first half. Haven't had too many stoppages here in this first 45 minutes. Like you said, it's been pretty clean both ways to this point.
Both teams playing skillful soccer. Both teams trying to play. Neither team made the tactical decision that they were just going to beat up the other team and make it a physical match. And it's allowed the game to flow nicely. There's been good chances at both ends. It's been a fun game to watch so far.
All the way back it goes to Tambakis. Fans, you can follow Birmingham Legion FC and North Carolina FC and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every single week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN Plus tonight. Around the country and on My 68 here in Birmingham, Cervania thought he had won the free kick. Referee thought otherwise.
A little bit of physical contact, but the referee tells him to get up and play on.
More space here for DJ Taylor. Fortune. Back to him. Taylor Flicks in Barry. Barry's cross. Flicked away by Cronali. Now a chance to counterattack the other way here for Cervania and Brett. As Brett can't quite run down that pass.
They had a 4-on-4, but they were spread out pretty far across the field. Legion just couldn't quite find the right pass to make things work.
Birmingham have had their opportunities with time and space. Haven't found that big connecting pass that sprung them for a dangerous opportunity just yet. North Carolina FC haven't created a ton of dangerous opportunities themselves, but when they did, they cleanly put away thanks to Nazmi Al-Badawi. Cronali brings it down cleanly. 45th minute here in our first half at BBVA Field between Birmingham and North Carolina. Brett tried to leave it for Cervania, not quite, but he got it back. Lovely ball delivered to the other side of the park for Kasim, who used his hand to control it.
A little bit of a missed touch from Prosper Kasim. Ball bounced up, hit him in the hand. It was everything he wanted, 1v1 on the edge of the box, but his first touch let him down just a little bit.
Saw on your screen there, 4 minutes of added time here in the first half. Stoppage time brought to you tonight by UAB Medicine. As Alex Tambakis pushes all of his white shirts forward. Can either side create one more opportunity here for the first half whistle, as Daigo Kobayashi is going to be booked for a tackle behind the play.
Daigo Kobayashi wasn't arguing about the call. He knew that he fouled the man. He apologized, went over to say he was sorry before he could. The card came out, and he's the first one in the book.
One more look at it. Pekka down behind the play. Contact didn't look to be all that much.
It was certainly not a hard hit. A little bit from behind and a little bit late. Not sure it needed a yellow card, but he certainly hit the man from behind.
I believe that's the first time this year Daigo Kobayashi's been booked, and this is his 9th appearance for Legion this year. Fourth starts for the 37-year-old from Japan. And he's the first booking tonight. Perez tried to hold off Lopez, won the throw. As we play into our 48th minute to this first half. Third minute of our minimum of 4. A goal kick coming here for Ford Parker and Birmingham Legion. Fairly evenly matched contest to this point at BBVA Field. Must be Al-Badawi's strike the difference to this point. Legion trying to create one more opportunity as Dean slides it through to Prosper Kasim. Kasim back to Dean. Put him in a handball in the box that our referee did not appear to see. Throw in coming for Birmingham Legion, much to the dismay of the players down below. And North Carolina might have gotten a huge break based on what we saw in live action.
I think everyone in the stadium, including players from both teams, thought there was a handball there. But as we watched this replay, it looks like it went off his thigh. I don't think there was a hand involved at all.
Doesn't look like it. And if it did touch the hand of Brotherton, his hands are where they're supposed to be, down by his sides. It'd be extremely difficult to make that call.
in the USL Championship, there is no video replay. So the call's made. We're going to stick with it either way.
And now a foul is given as Lapa is pushed by Fortune from behind. And Birmingham Legion are going to have a dangerous set-piece opportunity before this half draws to a close.
Really good opportunity to change the momentum of this game, get it back to an even match going into halftime. Every team trains relentlessly on these set-piece situations. We'll see what tricks Legion FC have up their sleeve.
Their second Birmingham Freightliner free kick here in the attacking third in this first half. Front post ball, Lapa just over the bar.
A great serve in from Prosper Kasim. Great runs. Bruno Lapa simply missed it.
Lapa frustrated with himself. He scored 5 times this year and was inches away from a 6th as we get one more look.
He's certainly in on goal, unchallenged. Ball is coming with such pace, there's not much margin for error, and he gets just a little too much of it and puts it over the crossbar.
That brings our first half to a close here at BBVA Field. Let's send it downstairs where Lyndon Blake is standing by with Legion assistant coach Connor Smith. Lyndon.
Down 1 goal right now. What did North Carolina do well against you guys in the first half?
We're good. They're a good team. We knew that. And they do what they do well. They move the ball well, and then they look to get overloads and wide areas. And I think we just got to do a better job of getting people closer to them to apply pressure closer to them in those areas on the ball.
Not too often this season you guys have been down. What will be the message to the team at the half?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to raise our level. I mean, we played, 3 days ago they didn't, but that's no excuse. So we got to find the juice. I mean, they're a good team. We knew that. They're one of the better teams in our division. So we just got to raise our game, and nothing we haven't seen before. I don't think there's any need to panic. I think we can get right back in. It's only 1-0. So I think we're good.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks to assistant coach Connor Smith. His club trail at the break 1-0. Our scoreline after 45 minutes from BBVA Field. Coming up, we sat down with Jaden Cervania earlier this week to get his thoughts on his club's performance and his individual performance so far in 2020. Plus, we'll get a look at the rest of the USL Championship, including scores and news and notes from around the league. That's all coming up at halftime. North Carolina 1, Birmingham 0 at the break. We'll be right back.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
So we're back at halftime here with Jaden Cervania.
You could have been in college. Instead, you're playing with Legion FC. How'd you make the choice to stay?
I had my dad help me make this decision. My whole family, actually, but my dad was pushing me to. He wanted me to play a lot, and just the whole Corona thing messed up it would have messed up going to college, and everything's being pushed back. And I think coming here with the Legion has helped a lot, also with my development, so it was a good choice.
Do you get to see your old friends, kids you grew up with?
Before all this, the epidemic hit, I was able to, and I've actually been able to give them a few tickets to come to the game and them support me. So it's been good seeing people I grew up with and the families that I used to be around. So yeah, it's a great feeling.
Is it awkward having your old high school or middle school buddies ask you for autographs and that kind of thing?
Well, not many have yet, but maybe one day they will. Maybe one day.
You keep scoring goals like you've been. I think you're going to get a lot of people asking for autographs. What was it like when you did score your first professional goal? What was the feeling?
It was unreal. Being able to score for a team that in a city I grew up playing in and every day with my friends and my brother, grew up with him playing every day. So it was just a great feeling being able to represent the state I grew up in.
You've scored a couple of really big goals for this team that have, played a big role in some wins. Have you started working on your signature celebration?
I have one maybe next game. Hopefully I score and I'll bring it out. It's an old one I used to do, but we'll see.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it next game and hopefully many games after.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Lapa flicks it up for Brett. It's an outstanding combination and a winning combination at that.
Now out wide to Aiden Daniels. Daniels one-on-one, steps away from the jam, curls and scores!
6 bodies in the box to aim at, flipped and saved by Parker.
There's a chance now, opportunity, finds the back of the net. Stavros Zarakostas.
Our first McDivitt corner kick of the second half, and there's another save from Abe Rodriguez. What about this show from the goalkeeper?
Into the box it goes, it's Ortiz on the half volley, and Charlotte take the lead.
We'll step into it, over the bar, and he scored! Great shot by Cuevas as he sent it over the wall.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Welcome back to downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Not too far from that Vulcan statue. Central part of this downtown Birmingham, Alabama skyline. North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 0. Let's get a look at Group G as it stands coming into play this evening. Of course, North Carolina and Birmingham both a part of Group G, along with Charlotte Independence and Memphis 901 FC. And this is what it looked like coming into the evening. Birmingham, of course, with room to spare up top. North Carolina in the third right now, but Mike with games in hand and plenty of matchups left against these Group G opponents.
No question. If North Carolina can win tonight, they've got a couple games still in hand. They certainly will put themselves back in the playoff picture.
Charlotte came into play second in the Group G table coming into the night. And as we get a look at some of the scores around the USL Championship, good news for the Charlotte Independents in that second spot. They lead at Memphis 1-0 right now. A matchup to watch, certainly, in this group.
Charlotte-Memphis is a big game. That battle for second place is on. 3 teams with a real shot at it. Charlotte holding that second spot and trying to make a statement.
And as you can see, all 4 of these teams that we've been talking about are back in action on Saturday. Charlotte and North Carolina just outside of Charlotte, and Birmingham and Memphis will take place just off Beale Street Saturday night on ESPN+. Tampa Bay Rowdies on top of the Miami FC as well, 2-0 as the Miami FC try to claw their way back into the playoff picture in Group H. Some of the news and notes around the league. Dane Kelly scores once again for Charlotte Independence as he keeps on pouring in the goals. But from a Birmingham Legion perspective, Mike, some of the young guys and, of course, one of the mainstay veterans all made the USL Team of the Week that was announced yesterday.
It's really been amazing. Player after player after player, week after week, these young Legion guys making the USL Team of the Week. They've had a big impact on this club, and they're having a big impact on the entire league.
By my count, that's 6 different Legion FC players that have made the USL Team of the Week at one point or another, just over the halfway mark in this 2020 campaign. Let's get a look at some of the stats from our first half here at BBVA Field. And as we get a look at the numbers, shots pretty even, shots on target fairly even. Really, the battle for the ball has been pretty even as well, Mike. It's been fairly level in terms of what we've seen around the park. North Carolina, of course, made the difference with that Asbadawi strike.
First half of the half, Legion were the dominant team. They had 65% of the ball. They had the shots on target. They had the dangerous opportunities. But North Carolina found a way to get that goal, and the whole game changed from there. Possession evened up, confidence seemed to even up, and the match really evened up. Legion need to find a way to get the energy back that they started the match with.
We'll see if Legion can summon that energy coming out of the dressing room for that second half. That second half comes your way in just a moment. One more timeout before the second 45 minutes between North Carolina and Birmingham right after this.
BBVA, transforming banking to put the world's opportunities in your hands. BBVA Compass is now BBVA, creating opportunities.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to the home of Legion FC, BBVA Field. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Gebman and Lyndon Blake and our entire crew here in Birmingham. Welcome you back as we are just about ready for the second half of action between Birmingham Legion and North Carolina. But first, let's get a look at some of the highlights from the first 45 minutes and change. Haji Berry had a pretty good look at goal there. On the other side of things, Jonathan Dean's really been good. Mike swinging in crosses from that right side, just hasn't been able to connect any of them yet. But speaking of connecting, here's Nazmi Abadawi from the top of the box.
As we said earlier, good things happen when you shoot the ball. That ball was headed to the right side of the net, deflected back into the left side. Shoot the ball, you got a chance to score.
Azmi Abadawi with his first goal of 2020, and it was a big one. Snapped to the scoreless streak that had plagued North Carolina FC coming into the night, gave them an early advantage. North Carolina kept pressing for a second and had a couple of opportunities. Haji Berry had a pretty active first half. Birmingham Legion FC never could quite find that equalizer. They've gotten balls into the box, Mike. This is probably their best chance, courtesy of Lapa.
That was a really good opportunity. Great serve in from Prosper Kasim. Bruno Lapa just gets a little bit under it and puts it over the crossbar.
Prosper Kasim with an excellent serve, and really all of Legion's dangerous opportunities have come from that near side flank, whether it's Kasim or Jonathan Dean trying to get Legion's attackers the ball into the area. The equalizer hasn't come yet, but they hope it will come shortly, as both clubs have made their way back onto the pitch. Second half begins in just a moment on what's turned into a beautiful night here in the Magic City, downtown Birmingham, Alabama. 82 degrees as we get ready to start our second half. It's a little bit humid, but what would it be in the Deep South without a little bit of humidity?
Yeah, I don't think either one of these teams would know what to do if there was no humidity. It's not going to bother them tonight. Certainly North Carolina, with a week of rest, feeling good about the weather.
Legion, of course, played this past weekend, and they'll play again this weekend, as will North Carolina. North Carolina with a little bit more rest, especially the second half of that first 45 minutes. Looked like they had found their rhythm after finding their goal. Can they maintain that lead or perhaps extend it to the second half? So we're off and running in our second 45 minutes. Birmingham in all black, North Carolina in all white.
Certainly the energy seemed to be in favor of North Carolina the last 15 or 20 minutes. We have seen a lot of substitutions from almost every team throughout this season. I wouldn't be surprised that we see several substitutions early if Legion aren't able to get back on the front foot.
Nice ball served to the other side of the pitch by Kobayashi, finds Cervenia. Cervenia's cross to the feet of Brett. Here's Lopez. Asiadu off the recycle. Tried to drive it through there, and unsuccessfully as Berry got his feet in.
Hey, what we're seeing already, Legion had 8 players in the attack. As soon as they lost the ball, they've stepped up and pressed. Clearly they talked about playing with more energy, trying to control the way the match is played, and getting after this North Carolina team right from the opening whistle of the second half.
So if you're North Carolina, Mike, do you opt to sit back and hunker down with this 1-goal lead, or do you opt to try to catch Legion on the counter a time or two here?
Well, I think North Carolina has learned the same lesson that lots of teams around the league have learned, which is that you've got to sit back and defend deep against Legion FC. You can't risk pushing too far up the field. But off of that, they'll hope to catch 1 or 2 counterattacks and maybe put the game away with that second goal.
Kobayashi couldn't keep it at his feet. Another throw in coming here for North Carolina FC. Dave Sarachan just off to the left side of your screen. He and Tom Sohn have known each other for quite some time, dating all the way back to the early 2000s. They're both on the same staff with the Chicago Fire.
Both these coaches have so much experience, so much knowledge. Neither one of them is going to be panicked by 1 goal plus or minus. They've seen it before. They know what they need to do with their teams. And both have come out tonight with very good tactical plans.
Here's Dre Fortune making the run from midfield. The pass picks him out. Here against Cronali, tried to get around him, and unsuccessfully as Cronali wins Legion the goal kick. And Mike, to your point about perhaps maybe one or both of these sides making some changes depending on how the first few minutes of this second half go. Legion substitutes already up off the bench and getting loose off to the far side of your screen there. Thompson does have some options to change things up with. Dean is off and running, trying to play through to the run of Cervania. Good job by DJ Taylor to get there first. Siadu crashing in. Able to win it back only momentarily. Go ahead, Mike.
Sometimes when you send players out to warm up this early, it might be in preparation for changes. It also can serve as a little bit of a warning to the guys on the field that, hey, we've got people ready. You need to put out the effort now.
I like that. A little bit of a mental game. That threat probably carries a little bit more weight this year when you can make up to 5 changes, not just the usual 3.
Players want to play 90 minutes, whether they're physically ready for it or not. Everybody wants to be on the field at the start and the finish of the match. With the rules that allow 5 changes, there's a lot of players that they know they're going to get subbed, but they really want to do whatever it takes to stay on for the full 90.
All the way back it goes to Tambakis. You like the 5 changes? Definitely brings a different tactical elements of games that we didn't necessarily see a season ago.
It changes the game, no question. It becomes less of a game of fitness because you can work a little harder early and know that we can take you off if you run out of energy. I like that some young players get opportunities that maybe they wouldn't have gotten in the past, but I also like that under the old system, there were a lot of goals scored late as teams got tired and they couldn't just change out their defenders because they had so many opportunities now.
Kobayashi, Lapa, foul given. And a free kick coming as Lapa went down to the turf. Speaking of down below on the turf, Lyndon Blake had a chance to catch up and hear from both benches at halftime. Lyndon, what did they say?
Well, Blake, to answer your question, North Carolina is not going to sit back and be satisfied with this 1 goal. Coach Sarakin said he wants that second goal and he wants it badly. He says Legion FC just has too much firepower to have this little of a lead. But overall, he said North Carolina played very well in the first half. He thinks the difference was his team collectively kept good shape, which made it harder for Legion FC to create chances. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Lyndon. As you see Coach Sarakin, Bruno Lapa down on the floor getting some medical attention after taking some contact from behind. Mike, based on what we were talking about earlier, sounds like you agree with the way Coach Sarakin sees it at the moment.
Well, it's interesting. I think he clearly knows that this Legion team can score goals and 1 might not be enough. But he also talked about keeping their shape and what a good job they did, and I'm sure he's not going to want to see that part change.
Bruno Lapa gingerly makes his way off the pitch. Appears to be okay. Going to get a slight breather. As Legion have another free kick here in the attacking third, brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. It's Prosper Kasim who stands over it. Kasim for Lopez. Back into the mixer. Sent away from danger by Perez. Lapa quickly back onto the pitch and onto the ball. Kasim. Asiadu. Legion still with numbers forward, including their big center back, Alex Cronali. Lopez can't keep it under control. Akinyoti all the way back to Dean, and now Legion FC will regain their shape a bit.
Center backs don't get very many chances to get in the box and score goals. Alex Cronali wanted to stay up there as long as he could.
Throw in coming for North Carolina. fans on the road can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, and Rodney Marsh, fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Couldn't quite keep it under control, but able to at least stop Marius Lomas from running straight at the defense. Fortune under pressure. Good pressure by Daigo Kobayashi. Cervenia right through the legs of Pekka to Lapa. Lopez pushing forward from his fullback spot. Lapa surveys. Opts for across the park to Dean.
Legion tried to go quick. It's one of the few chances they've had to really run at this North Carolina defense. But NCFC did really well getting bodies back.
Birmingham Legion appear to be making ready a sub down below. Looks like Razak Cromwell that's ready to check in at the next stoppage.
I'm really curious to see what they do here. I won't be surprised if Cromwell goes into the center back spot and we see Bolo Akinyode come up into midfield, which is his more natural position.
Let's see what the change is here as it's announced in the 55th minute. And it's Razak Cromwell on, Daigo Kobayashi off.
So Daigo, who's been playing more in a defensive midfield role tonight, comes off. You're going to see Bolo Akinyode step up into that hole, play in his natural spot. And Razak Cromwell, who was the starter in the back early this year, will finally be back in the back.
Cromwell made 3 starts at center back early in 2020 before suffering injury against Tampa Bay Rowdies. Only made his way back in Legion's last contest at Charlotte, where he played the final 6 minutes. Comes on a bit earlier here as he's the first change made by either side this evening.
Looks more like it's going to be Johnny Dean stepping up into midfield instead of Bolo Akinyode. So it is one back going up into midfield, but it's not the center back. It was the original left back.
Dean on your screen there in the center part of the park. As Cromwell checks in as the left fullback, pushing Lopez across the park to the right fullback. Center half pairing stays the same as Akinyode connects with Asiadu. Here's Kasim.
Dean has certainly been one of the more dangerous players for Legion all year long. Only 1 goal, but 4 assists, so he's certainly a creator for this team.
Can Legion create against this hunkered down, set in North Carolina defense? Nice play there by the defensive midfielder Pekka to get a boot on that pass. Abadawe under pressure, able to keep it and find Fortune. Fortune with plenty of space. Dre Fortune running at the defense. Out wide for Barry. Barry against Lopez. Tried to cut it back, nobody there.
Chance here for Legion to run. North Carolina was pushed up, had 6 players in the attack.
Kasim, what a ball over the top to the chest of Nico Brett. Couldn't quite corral it as DJ Taylor ran back. Here's Cervenia. Cervenia dances, got to the area, but that's it. As once again, DJ Taylor with another fine defensive effort. Lomas, hacked down from behind, is fouled by Crognale.
Game started to open up just a little bit there. Both teams running end to end.
One more look at the foul here committed by Crognale. A little bit late on Marius Lomas.
He said, "I'm sorry" afterwards, but there's no question he fouled him. Slowed down the attack allowed Legion to get everybody back.
As we approach the hour mark tonight from BBVA Field, still the same scoreline we've had for a bit here. North Carolina on top by 1. Another counter-attacking chance perhaps here for Legion if they move quickly. It's Cervania who's got the space out wide. Cervania cuts it inside. Dean. Cervania. Brotherton sends it into the ad boards.
Cervania's been dangerous tonight. He's been really assertive, taking people on 1v1. He hasn't beat that final man yet, but he only needs to beat him one time to either score or create the goal to tie this match.
Jaden Cervania coming off his most dangerous game of 2020 so far. Had a goal and an assist last time out against Charlotte. Scored twice in his last 3 games. One of those came against North Carolina. Lopez with a heave all the way to the central part of the park for Asiadu. Kasim threads it through, finds Cromwell. Cromwell cuts it back. Kasim! 1-1. Ghanaian to Ghanaian. Cromwell to Kasim, and we're level.
We're level, but this is such a high-quality goal. Most players get wide. They just knock it into the box somewhere. Razak Cromwell, under pressure, gets his head up, picks out his man, and then a top-class one-touch finish.
Whew. Goodness. Prosper Kasim, his second goal scored this year, and he levels the scoreline 1-1 here in the 59th minute. Another look. I mean, come on.
Such a calm and cool finish. You're down a goal, you need to do something. I've got it, no problem. Let me just tuck this away. So well done from Prosper Kasim.
Kasim scored 7 times a season ago, led the team in chances created. Didn't have to create that one. It was Cromwell who set him up, but the finish was sublime. And the scoreline levels at 1 with a half hour to play.
That's what's so difficult about playing this Legion team. There's just so many weapons on the field. You think you've closed down Nico Brett. Brian Wright isn't on the field. Bruno Lapa hasn't had a lot of the ball tonight.
Fortune taken down, penalty. And a golden chance for North Carolina to take their lead back as Kasim went through the back of Dre Fortune, and North Carolina have a chance at the spot.
We'll see the replay here. No question, a little bit of a grab. He certainly wasn't trying to bring the man down, but I do believe he clipped his ankles right there. And when a forward feels contact from behind in the box, he's going down every single time. Prosper Kasim scored one at one end and is a part of potential goal here on the other.
I'm usually okay.
So North Carolina, just moments after losing their 1-goal advantage, have a chance to get it right back. It was Dre Fortune who won the PK. And it's going to be Fortune who's going to take it as well.
He's been their leading scorer this year, only with 2 goals, but certainly a chance to add to his tally right here.
24-year-old against 24-year-old. Dre Fortune against Ford Parker here in the 62nd minute. Can Fortune give North Carolina the lead back? He can. Right down the middle. Dre Fortune, his 3rd goal of the year in North Carolina, just like that, is back in front.
Well, that's how quickly the game can change. Legion were feeling great. They'd created a beautiful goal. Not but a minute later, North Carolina back on top and getting that boost of confidence. They've now scored twice after going 3 games without a goal.
Quality finish there by Fortune. Best look at it right here.
Looks like it went through Parker's legs.
Oh,
Yeah, he knew he had it. That's why he grabbed his head afterwards. It was so close, but the ball is coming so fast from 12 yards away. You've got a millisecond to react. He just couldn't get his foot to the ball.
And after the goal scored, a double change coming here for the visitors. Graham Smith is one of the men coming on, along with Robert Christo, as Dre Fortune's night comes to a close, as does Marios Lomas's. So Fortune scoring will be the last thing he does tonight.
Yeah, it's a little bit funny. Score a goal, get taken off the field. I'm sure that's something that they had already made the decision about.
So 2 changes made by North Carolina, 1 made by Birmingham. About 26 minutes plus stoppage time left to play this evening. Legion already found 1 equalizer. They're going to have to try to find at least another. Meanwhile, for North Carolina, this feels like a goal-scoring bonanza after coming into the night having scored just 4 goals in their 7 games they've played this year. They've got 2 tonight. As Lopez restarts play to Akinyoti. All the way back it goes to the keeper, Ford Parker. Fans, Birmingham Legion FC entrusts the care of its athletes to UAB's sports medicine team, and you should as well. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help get you back to your active lifestyle. Lapa collides with Pekka, clean all the way around. And, or at least I thought it was. Now the foul is given.
Referee let the play go. Not sure why he brought it back. Bruno Lapa still had possession.
Lopez tries to get his cross away, but it's well off its intended target. And now North Carolina will make another change. Their 3rd of the night is Stephen Miller, who comes on for Manny Perez here in the 65th minute. Miller, one of the veterans of this North Carolina FC club, the 30-year-old who played his college soccer at Colgate, had started the previous 2 contests against Legion FC. Comes on as a sub here for the youngster Perez. Like Birmingham Legion are prepping another change of their own as well. The change is coming a bit more fast and furious as Robert Christo ended up on top of Bolo Akinyoti. And it looks like that's going to be all for Prosper Kassim this evening as Brian Wright will come on. 25-year-old Canadian.
Prosper will be a little disappointed, having given up the foul that led to the 2nd goal for North Carolina. Legion are certainly going to change formations here as they brought Brian Wright on. He'll play up top alongside Nico Brett, and it'll be some version of a 4-4-2.
Looks to be the case as Legion try to find their shape. Lopez tried to go over the top, but all it finds are the waiting arms of Alex Tambakis. 67th minute, North Carolina on top 2-1. We were stuck at 1-0 there for a while. So Legion found an equalizer through Prosper Kassim, and then moments later, Kassim went through the back of Dre Fortune in the box and allowed North Carolina to take the lead right back from the spot.
Because North Carolina does such a good job at keeping possession, it does make it hard to come back against them. They make you work so hard just to get possession of the ball.
Cromwell goes down, foul given as Comcia appeared to be the offending party. Legion fans been thinking about grabbing some new Legion FC gear? Club has you covered this Labor Day weekend. The Legion FC merch sale runs from this Friday, September 4th through Monday, September 7th, with 25% off store-wide. Check it out at bhmlegion.shop. That's the Birmingham Legion FC Labor Day merch sale. This Friday the 4th through Monday the 7th.
Good work there by Johnny Dean, putting North Carolina under pressure, forcing the errant pass.
Lapa wanted to restart quickly. Couldn't quite get it to rights. Now North Carolina can move forward. Here's Stephen Miller. Trying to get it to Cristo. Asiadu got a piece, or at least I thought he did. Referee says no, throw in for Legion.
Well, he either got a piece of the ball or he got a piece of the man. It can't be neither one, but somehow that's what the referee has called.
Not altogether sure the referee saw that one. Wright goes airborne and he fouls. Another white shirt. As Pekka went down. A 7-on-7 crime.
Perhaps a little bit of a makeup call. Knowing that he'd missed the call earlier, found a reason to blow the whistle against Brian Wright.
Tough call against Wright, who went airborne as Pekka remained on the ground. There's Abadawi with plenty of space. No one closing him down yet. Got the cross away. Lopez with a controlled header. Composed in the area to find Cervania. Here's Lapa.
What a great little touch from Nico Brett, flicking it around the defender to find Bruno Lapa. I'm not sure how he saw it and connected with that.
I was going to ask you if I thought he did that on purpose.
He did do it on purpose. There's no doubt he did. It's just a top-class touch from a very good player.
Brett's been relatively quiet tonight by his standards. Came into the night scoring 4 goals over the Legion's last 3 contests. Hasn't had a boatload of chances to this point. Here's Lapa trying to cut it inside, cut off by Brotherton.
I can feel a little bit more urgency in the way Legion are playing right now.
They have about 20 minutes left to at least find an equalizer. Cervania against Barry and Taylor. As Taylor went down, he was fouled.
I think we saw a little bit of a shirt pull. Nothing big.
Get a closer look at it here.
Just a little wrap around of the arm. Pretty soft call. But the defender felt the tug and knew he was beat if he didn't go down, so he made sure the referee got involved.
It'll be Tambakis to restart play. Fancy USL's elite pre-professional platform is the USL Academy, and it allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. Asiadu over the top finds Cromwell down this near side flank. Good defensive work by Miller. Wright tried to flick it towards Bretts. Connor Donovan wasn't having that. Lopez goes down. Foul's going against Barry. Dean opts for the quick restart. Lovely ball over the top delivered by Lapa. Just out of the reach of Cervania, but it is a corner coming for Legion.
We've seen a few more balls played behind the defense, a few balls served early into the box. A little bit of a change in style for Legion FC, just trying to get behind this NCFC defense a little quicker.
Another Chick-fil-A corner kick here for Birmingham Legion. The low delivery doesn't clear the first defender. North North Carolina with a chance to counter quickly. Couldn't quite hit that pass they needed to spring them free, as that pass was behind Graham Smith. Legion, meanwhile, still have their big center back, Alex Crinali, forward.
Certainly gives them two really big bodies in the box. You've got Brian Wright and Alex Crinali, both very good in the air.
Asiadu high and wide. Not the first time tonight we've seen Alex Crinali hanging out around the offensive 18-yard box.
He does seem to like to be in and around the goal. We've seen him score goals already this year.
But now he retreats back to his center back position as we play on here in the 74th minute. Tambakis restarts play, his side on top, 2-1. And if North Carolina were able to hold on here, what a massive 3 points it would mean to their playoff chances. Here's Miller's shot right at Parker, who's up to the task.
Early distribution from Ford Parker, trying to spring Cervania down the wing.
And now Legion will build a bit more conventionally between their center backs, Crinali, Akinyode. Cromwell, Akinyode. Foul against Cristo. You can see the referee pointing at Cristo, saying, there, and there. That's it. The next one's going to earn him a booking.
Cristo is a big man, and he likes to throw his body around. He does have a physical impact on every game. The referee has picked up on it and said, you can have an impact, but not the way you're doing it.
Lapa's ball a bit beyond everybody. That's an easy catch for Alex Tambakis on that Birmingham Freightliner free kick. As we approach a quarter hour left in tonight's contest from BBVA Field. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman, Lyndon Blake. Glad to have you with us tonight. It's been an entertaining contest here in Group G between Birmingham and North Carolina. Right now it's North Carolina with the upper hand. And our second hydration timeout has come here at the end of the 75th minute. Hydration timeout brought to you tonight by Publix. And Mike, for both these two sides, not only a hydration timeout, but a chance to maybe make an adjustment or two tactically as we enter the final stage of tonight's contest.
I think Legion FC would have rather we just played on. They had taken a certain level of control of the match. They felt they had the momentum. They wanted to just keep playing. North Carolina FC doesn't mind slowing the game down, catching their breath here, making sure that everybody's on the same page as they head into the last 15 minutes of the match.
Legion fans, the next match for Birmingham Legion FC is this Saturday, September 5th at 7 o'clock Central Time on the road at Memphis 901 FC. For live match updates, follow at BHM Legion on Twitter or tune in to watch live on My68 or ESPN+. The last two home matches of the regular season are Saturday, September 12th and Saturday, September 26th. Get your tickets for those two matchups at bhmlegion.com today. One of those two home matches left is here against this North Carolina FC club, who entered the night third in the Group G standings, but have a chance to pick up some big points if they're able to hold on to this advantage right now. Dave Sarakin's got the board out, talking tactics. This was the equalizer for Legion. Cromwell sets up Kasim. Mike, that leveled it at 1.
It felt like at that moment Legion were back in this match and had some control, but it didn't take too long. All of a sudden North Carolina was back on top.
It was a great celebration here at BBVA Field, but it was short-lived as Kasim clattered into the back of Dre Fortune right there. And it was Dre Fortune who eventually put away the penalty from the spots for his third goal this year, right between the legs of Ford Parker.
Ford Parker's going to dream about that one tonight. He knows he almost had it. really frustrating. Nothing you can do when it's coming from so close and so fast. But he was just an inch away from making that save.
Play resumes here in the 78th minute after our final hydration timeout. 2-1 our scoreline. North Carolina on top of Birmingham Legion. Birmingham have not lost here at BBVA Field this year. They came awfully close the last time they played here in front of the socially distanced home supporters. Trailed till the very last against Memphis 901 FC before winning a penalty and finding an equalizer late. Right now, North Carolina have them on the ropes. They're in control. Cristo moving forward. Wins the free kick. Dean thought he went shoulder to shoulder. Referee disagrees.
Legion are going to argue the call, but really they need to just back up and get organized. You're wasting your own time here.
Dean not a fan of the call, but the referee marks off the 10 yards. Free kick given here for North Carolina. He will be glad to take their time with that 1-goal advantage. And now it'll be retaken here by Graham Smith.
Referee and Bruno Lapa having a little battle of wills. Referee is telling him to back up 10 yards.
Now play is restarted to Comcia. It's passed to Miller, cut out by Cromwell. And now Cromwell fouled from behind by Miller. To the referee's credit, been fairly consistent tonight.
Last 10 minutes of the game, players are always going to fuss. They're going to argue. They're going to fight for every little advantage they can get. But it's hard to argue with this referee. He's been very good tonight. He's made the big calls when he needed to, and he hasn't been involved most of the match. So I think he's had a good game till this point.
More pass by Miller, cut out by Cromwell. He cuts it back inside for Brett. Brett ran into Miller at the last. Back up. This pass cut out by Dean. Here's Lapa. Lapa turns with options. Just over the top of Brett, who's not able to keep it in play.
The idea was right. Nico Brett was making a run behind the defense. Bruno Lapa tried to find him. The execution wasn't quite what it needed to be.
All the way back it goes to Crognale. Legion will build once again against this hunkered down North Carolina defense. Can Legion find that opportunity to get an equalizer? Wright got through Brotherton, but that was about it. A goal kick coming here with Alex Tambakis.
North Carolina has been faced with a lot of 1v1 situations tonight. 6 or 7 times Legion players have been 1 versus 1 on the corner of the box, and NCFC has won every single one of those battles so far.
As Tambakis gets ready to send it away, Legion fans, don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, pre-order concessions in the stadium, or save the schedule straight to your calendar. Download the Legion FC app today. Available on both iOS and Android platforms. It's the Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. As another free kick awarded here to North Carolina, Robert Cristo goes down, much to the dismay of the socially distanced crowd here at BBVA Field. Looks like North Carolina are prepping another change down below, according to our Lyndon Blake. Daniel Proch. Cristo turns, fires, nowhere near the mouth of goal. And before the change can be made, Legion restart the action. Here's Wright, looking for Brett. Couldn't quite get it to Lapa. Siadu powers it out wide to Cromwell. His pass to Lapa cut out though. Great work by Nazmi Abadawi, who's had a fantastic showing to this point tonight. Christo. Back out wide, Abadawi with space. Miller couldn't quite keep it under control. Substitution now being made here by North Carolina FC. Pekka off, Daniele Proch on. For more on Proch, we send it downstairs to the third member of our crew, Lyndon Blake. Lyndon?
Yeah, well, Proch is about to be busy on the pitch, but for the last couple of months, he's been super busy off the pitch. He's a freelance journalist. He knew he wanted to get into journalism when he was growing up in Italy, and as soon as he came to the States, and especially when he went to Duke, he got involved, and now he's a podcaster. He has blogs, and when the USL shut down because of COVID-19, he took that time to open up a series and interview his teammates with videos and go really in depth so all the NCFC fans can get to know them a little bit better. And if you want to check out some of those interviews, you can head on over to northcarolinafc.com. Guys?
Thanks, Lyndon. It's a pretty cool way to spend your COVID downtime, of which there was plenty. Probably, well, not even probably, too much from what we've heard from a majority of the USL Championship.
We watch these men working hard on the field and entertaining us, but we forget that sometimes there's more than just being an athlete. A lot of these young men have different interests, different ideas, different talents, along with being professional athletes.
85th minute here in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. North Carolina still holds a 1-goal advantage. Right, lovely dummy to get around Comcia. Connor Donovan once again to the rescue. Here's Cervania against Smith. Tried to split the defenders, pushed down, free kick given. Graham Smith can't believe it as Cervania lays on the floor.
Jaden Cervania gave a little bit of extra as he went to the ground, but I think his body's also feeling the impact of 85 minutes of play. Maybe a little bit of obstruction, which is a foul. That's what the referee's calling, but Jaden made a little extra out of it, making sure he got the call.
Smith probably doesn't get called for the foul if he doesn't lower the shoulder there, but I think that's what threw the ire of the official. Another Birmingham Freightliner free kick. Cromwell sends it in. All the way to Cervania and to Siadu. Siadu beats one defender, gets to the byline, cuts it inside. Still a Siadu. He goes down. Referee says no and awards just the corner.
NCFC players are yelling at him as if he's gone down in the box looking for a penalty, but it was a good tackle, but there was definitely contact. He went down because he got tackled, not because he was flopping. Right there, no question that there was a tackle made. He just got knocked down. The referee made the right call, but you can't blame the man for hitting the ground when someone bigger tackles you that hard.
Another Chick-fil-A corner kick here for Legion FC. Doesn't quite get to its intended target of Bolu Akinyoti. Here's Lapa. Finds Wright. Back into the mix. Now North Carolina a chance to clear their lines. Akinyoti, clean tackle. Takes it away from Broach. Still Akinyoti. But his cross doesn't find its intended target either.
Legion have got all their big men in and around the box. Both center backs are up. Brian Wright is up.
Now a chance perhaps for North Carolina to break. It's It's only cleared all the way back to Lopez. Birmingham are prepping one more change here in the game's dying moments. Dean trying to go over the top to Lapa. Brotherton. Tambakis sends it over the touchline. And now the substitution will be made. It's going to be Braxton Najib. The 17-year-old from Utah makes his 6th substitute appearance of the year. And it's Shaden Cervania who comes off.
Another young player, another rookie coming in, trying to bring some energy to the team.
Najib gets his first touch, brings it down coolly. Cross gets away. Wright got up there to get it. Crognali tried to get it back to Wright, but Tambakis came out to get it. '89th minutes here at BBVA Field.
Alex Crognali making no effort to get back right now, choosing to stay up front, try and be an additional target for Legion.
Now would be the time to go all out for that equalizer. Instead, Cristo is behind the defense here. He and Barry with a chance to put the exclamation point on, but before Cristo could get a shot away, he was trapped offside.
Really good defending by Mikey Lopez and Bolo Akinyote. They knew they didn't have to chase anybody. They just needed to step up and pull the man off sides. That's exactly what happened.
Final minute of our regulation 90 here. We'll see how much added time there will be tacked on by our 4th official. Ollie over the top for Wright. Wright brings it down with his chest. Still Wright towards the back post. Centered by Dean. Brotherton might have used a hand. He did. Penalty given. Oh my goodness, a late penalty given and a chance for Legion to find the equalizer.
North Carolina FC is going to go crazy here. His arms were by his side, but there's no question he hit the ball with his arm. We'll get another look at it. The referees will not. No doubt it hit his arm, but North Carolina trying to argue that his hand was right by his side.
In the first half, there were shouts for penalty against Brotherton. It turned out to be unwarranted. This time they were appeased by the official, and that's a tough call.
No doubt it's a tough call. There's a little bit of body lean as he hits the ball. The referee himself did not see it, did not make the call. It was the assistant referee on the far sideline that made the call. Either way, it's going to be Nico Brett stepping up with a chance to tie this match.
Our second penalty kick of the night. North Carolina used theirs to take this 2-1 lead. Nico Brett with a chance to find the equalizer here in the 91st minute. Saved! And cleared off the line. What a play by Tambakis, possibly the play of the night.
Great save from Tambakis. Read it really well. Nico Brett, who's been very good on penalties this season, has that one saved.
We highlighted Tambakis in the open, and he comes up huge here in stoppage time. One more look.
It was hit very firm, maybe not quite enough to the corner, but Tambakis read it really well. Got that big body across the line. Makes a great save getting both hands behind the ball.
Foul given on the clearance. North Carolina can restart play here in the 92nd minute. 4 minutes of added time tonight. Brought to you by UAB Medicine. What a play by Tambakis to keep the scoreline as it is. Birmingham Legion FC still searching for that equalizer. With just 2 minutes left.
So often this is a game of moments. Can one player or another rise to the occasion, do something special, create a goal, save a goal, do something that might win a match? Tambakis certainly rising to the occasion tonight.
Here's Brett, got his cross away. Miller got a foot to it first, and it's sent all the way back in the direction of Parker. Less than 90 seconds for North Carolina to hang on here. Legion FC have to get forward here soon. Time is ticking away from them here at BBVA Field. Lapa's pass, cutouts.
Hey, how much time left? Hey, how much?
Into our final minute of added time, the 94th, as you can hear Dave Sarachan asking how much time is left to the fourth official.
Very polite way of saying, I think time should be up.
Bernali, header into the area. Wright couldn't quite get there. Asiadu did. Asiadu lets it go. His shot takes a deflection wide. Tambakis can't quite keep it in play. One more set-piece opportunity coming here for Birmingham Legion. And another Chick-fil-A corner kick, and everybody coming forward, including the goalkeeper, Ford Parker.
We've seen it once before. Can lightning strike twice?
The delivery, a good one. Headed away by Cristo. Here's Lapa. His shot blocked by Cristo as well. And there's the final whistle. North Carolina FC come into Birmingham and steal 3 points on the road.
No question who the North Carolina players feel is the man of the match as they surround their goalkeeper, Tambakis. He certainly came up with the key save at the key moment to keep all 3 points with North Carolina.
That will be the story of the night. Nico Brett with a chance at the spots to equalize in stoppage time, and Alex Tambakis comes up big. North Carolina take all 3 points from this contest at BBVA Field. We'll take a timeout, wrap things up when we return. You're on ESPN Plus at My 68.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Welcome back to downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Our final scoreline tonight, North Carolina FC 2, Birmingham Legion FC 1. As for the second time this year, Birmingham Legion fall in defeat. And for the second time this year, it is at the hands of North Carolina FC, who break their scoreless drought and get a much-needed 3 points here on the road. We'll send it downstairs where Lyndon Blake is standing by with Birmingham Legion FC head coach Tom Sohn.
Coach, a hard-fought match tonight. It came down right there to that penalty kick in stoppage time. Your team was in a position to win. How are you able to capitalize in those last 4 minutes to try to leave here with a point?
Well, we kind of left it at the end. I thought the first half we weren't good at breaking them down, and we were too stretched. And we organized it at halftime, and I feel like we closed a lot of that. And then it's just about making plays at the right time. And, Nico hasn't missed one yet, and, today wasn't the day. So, they're a good team. We've always had tight matches with them, and to their credit, they pulled out a good win for themselves.
And what do you take away from these tight matches as you have several more games here in the regular season? Well,
there's learning to do in that, and I think if you short on the first half and give them life like that, it's hard to come back from. So that's something that we have to fix.
Your message to the team as they move forward down the final stretch?
Same as always. We got to ride the high. We can't be too high in the highs and too low in the lows. There's a lot of soccer left, and ultimately we want to finish as high as we can so we have home field advantage.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks to Birmingham Legion head coach Tom Sohn for his post-game comments. A tough night for his team. For the first time this year, they fall here at home at BBVA Field as we get a look at our final match stats. And Mike, Legion FC certainly had more of the ball, more of the shots there throughout that second half as they were pushing for the equalizer. But credit to North Carolina FC. They were able to hang on and get all 3 of those points.
As a coach, these are the really frustrating matches where you've made some changes, you've made adjustments. They work, they pay off, you've got a chance to tie the game up, and then somehow it just doesn't happen. You come away feeling frustrated because you felt like you did what was needed. Soccer's a tough game, and North Carolina's a very good team. And tonight, Alex Tembakis made that one play that really was the difference in the match.
And hopefully from a North
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.